Good. We'll call to order our PROST meeting for June 10th, 2026, and we'll start with roll call. John Evans?
Northern Bachman. Sorry, what?
Roll call, she's safe.
Oh, it's Kendra, trustee. Landon Wheeler. Jesse Berther.
Joe Burke. Billy Coosey.
Erica Jones.
Sarah Brown.
Do we have public to be heard on non-agenda items?
No.
No. The stare. So before we get started with the approval of minutes, really lucky enough to retain Joe again for another term.
Yay.
And we're welcoming a new member, Landon Wheeler.
Hi,
So you're one step closer to a full board. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Landon. I know several weeks I work at Rice and work with your children. I've lived in Wellington for almost 5 years, and I have kids who run amok in town. So
Awesome. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
thanks, I'm excited.
Okay, approval of minutes. Did everybody have a chance to look over the regular meeting from March 13, 2026?
May.
Oh, I'm sorry, May
Yes.
13, 2026?
That's how fast.
Yeah.
Time flies.
And June 1st,
I did not go back.
June 1st special meeting.
Yes.
We have any corrections?
Can I say something? There were always corrections when I did the minutes, but there's never corrections when Jesse does the minutes. So
That's weird.
Because Jesse's knocking it out of the park. Not that you weren't, but Jesse's very organized. Not that
Get
he is.
it off the pen.
All good.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for May 13, 2026 and June 1st, 2026.
I motion to approve our May 13th and June 1st, 2026 meeting minutes.
I second this motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Good. Move on to action items. And the Veterans Garden at Wellington Community Park.
All right.
I'll be honest, I'm just gonna open it up. Like, we had the work session. I think we have plenty of people here that are special guests that we want to partner with on this project that we've been working on for I'll be candid, far too long. And we're gonna lift this off the ground very soon. But we have been doing a really good job of actually getting there. And it takes a lot of time. And there's a lot of community effort, and a lot of things go to a lot of people at this table and around this table to giving us constructive advice and just giving us an opportunity to make this possible for our community. You know, as the director, it's something that with PROST kind of, it's near and dear to my heart. It's kind of a little bit outside of our park and our daily operations, but it is very huge as far as what we can do to impact the community. And I just want to thank all the partners and, you know, everybody that's put a ton of time into this. It's not easy because we all have busy schedules outside of this, and a lot of the effort has been done by this group in here everywhere, and this group with other things going on in life. So it might be slow, but it is going to go, and we are going to be the group to make it happen. So that's my piece. I hope you all looked at the packet. Jesse did an amazing job of updating what we talked about at our work session. I thought the work session was very productive. I think we all walked away from that feeling like we had a clear directive and clear goals in mind. And you know, goals don't meet expectations all the time. So I think we need to sometimes figure out that timeline. That's the biggest piece and what we all can handle. That's just coming from me. Town staff, about what we have to do and making sure that our expectations are met and being clear about, what we can actually provide, given it's this time of year moving towards, our biggest event and all the things that we have to do operationally, so.
Can we look at the logo? Go in order?
Tone timeline.
Okay. So no.
I feel like, do we need everyone to see the renderings first before we jump into that, or no? Are we not doing it? Sorry. Wait, no.
I think what I would like is, just in general, to get more votes on things, to make sure that what we have is approved by everybody, rather than just a nod, and yeah, like for me to move forward with this, and then combining this with what the town can do as far as marketing. I would love to have a vote to make sure that everybody's on board with these tiers and we're all good to go with this. So those are the things I want to kind of clarify when I post this now.
With talking with the Legion, these guys, they had opened up the conversation to buy the flag for the American flag so that they could have their plaque, if I'm getting that correctly. So that way their name and all of that is dedicated towards the center piece of the whole place. We switched the tiers on how much they got paid kind of before discussing that with you guys, and then you brought it to motion to vote for it, to pay for that, right? That was kind of on previous payments, or what the cost was previously. So I kind of wanted to open up a discussion on that and talk to you guys and see what you thought. If there's some way, to have your cake and eat it too, where you're not paying 50 grand for this, but you still get your name on that and there's still another donor, or how we could work through that with you guys, or what you guys thought about it.
Have you guys seen what we have done with the last work we did on tiers? Have you had a chance to see this? So maybe that would be a good place to start, and then we can talk about where that would fit in, or how we work with that.
Yeah.
Are you able to see all of those?
No.
Okay,
No.
I have it pulled up too. So this was something at our last meeting that we sat down
And
and
we
talked
can
about.
move if you guys need to get closer to the screen
Yeah.
to see and come join us. You don't have to sit way back there. We're all in here together. We want to make this happen. Feel free to jump on that screen.
Whatever's easiest.
Uh,
This is.
Dennis should be sitting next to us anyway.
Oh, perfect.
It's also. You can go stand behind the mayor's chair if you want.
You did not have.
Even for the front row.
Sarah, can you bring
Yeah, bring it.
everybody, if
Yeah.
possible, so that we can discuss, because it is on the agenda that we have partners on this item. Specifically to talk about, so we'd love.
Do we want to go through what we talked about last time and then? Like, do you want to go through each of these? And share what we talked about?
Yes, catch me up to speed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Quickly, I know we want to get out
Let's do
to
it.
the park
Fun.
today. Right, to community park,
Yeah.
potentially.
So like a clip.
I'm really excited to walk over to the property so we can talk about a few more things that need some feedback.
Would you like me to walk through these then?
Yeah, I mean, walk through, but yeah.
Okay, so during our work session, we had a long discussion about the donation tiers. This has been something that we've been talking about for months and months. Having an understanding of what the total cost, estimated cost would be, and what we would like to see from the community in terms of donation tiers. So this is what we came to an agreement around. The top tier, and by the way, we are very proud of the names that we've assigned to these as well. So the top tier is Guardian. That would be a $50,000 donation. And in theory, that would purchase the American flag, which is the centerpiece to the entire garden. The second one is Legacy, which would represent the 6 military branch flags. So $10,000 donation would secure one of those flags. The next one is Freedom, which are meant to represent the screens that we've talked about, if you've seen the renderings. So the garden and sort of the half moon shape with screens that we're looking for support around. But we talked about different ideas for the visuals for those, so representing either wars or military support. There were a lot of great ideas that were thrown around with that. So the $5,000 donation would be for one of those screens. Reflection is for benches. So we're I think we can't see that part. So 6 benches, I believe. And again, those would be within the garden. And then we have living tribute, which are the trees. So purchasing of a tree up to 20, but that number is somewhat flexible, but that's a $1,000 donation. And then the seeds of service, we're saying would be community support, so $500 donation. So that represents the donation tiers that we've been talking about. I think this gives a good framework. If we itemize this, I think that's on the next slide. We're looking between 180 and 200,000 in terms of donation, and that would cover the expenses for the veterans. To jump in.
We went big on the Guardian one. We talked about doing 20,000 and decided that we thought it'd be a great idea to aim higher in case we had someone who was interested in doing that. But again, you know, I think it's important that we talk with you guys about, you know, the flag, if that's been the goal, to make sure we
So,
accomplish that.
so in making that statement, do you have somebody that you think's gonna donate
I don't personally, no,
$50,000?
no.
The discussion was that we didn't want to see something like T-Mobile's Veterans Gardens of Wellington Community Park. We didn't want that. We wanted to keep somebody closer, but when we had discussed whether it was going to be 25,000 or 50,000, we also looked at this here where what's going to add up to what our target amount is. And it is a large ask out of anybody. And I'd much rather see the American Legion's name on it. And I know 50,000 is a huge chunk of the total. But if there was anything that we could do to maybe find a ground to get your guys's plaque up there, I think that we'd be willing to make some sacrifices or some adjustments. I mean, there's other adjustments that could be made even with the donation tiers.
Yeah, and I was gonna hop in on that too. The reason that we put it up at 50,000 wasn't that we necessarily had a specific donor. It was more that we had like a $25,000 plus group for it, assigned for it, or that's how much the donation tier cost. And we were throwing the idea around, why put the plus on there? Like, what stops someone from donating $50,000 when it said they get the same thing for 25,000? So we just bumped up that cost just in case there was someone who was coming in and wanting to do that, you know.
I didn't think it hurt to aim high.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I
understand.
you know what, we want to try and get the project off the ground and we don't know unless we ask, was kind of my thinking behind it, but, so
So what's the timeline that you are gonna keep that at that price, like? So if you can't find someone to donate to 50, are you gonna bring it down in like a year, or, I mean, there's a timeline, or are you just gonna keep it at that?
we haven't really
That's
talked that, I think that's a great question,
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
big ask
yeah.
in
If there were
these
two
times.
groups that could donate 25 each to meet that 50, is that something we could split?
It's definitely all open for discussion.
I guess my question then is from your guys' standpoint, do you know the cost on an American flag?
Oh,
On what that,
yeah.
I guess that's kind of my look at this is where would you guys feel like as a Legion you would fit in on one of these tiers, and how do we make this work for you guys?
See, we had discussed paying for the flag, the cement that it goes in, the actual flag itself, and then like the design aspect of it on the front of it. That was what we initially were gonna shoot for.
Did you have an cost on that in mind? I think that's, it would help if we kind of can dial that in, I
No, I
think.
mean, we haven't really researched that part of it yet, because
Okay.
we weren't sure how.
So flags
But I don't sit.
of that size.
No.
But what size, how big are you thinking?
We would be somewhere
Well,
by.
the center pole, we're looking at
That we'd be able.
30 foot, 30 to 35 foot pole, right, for the center pole. We're looking at around $3 to $4 grand for the pole. And then any concrete around it is just gonna be built and stamped with like the star that it'll be on. So that cost is kind of, it's hard to estimate in the grand total. We can maybe pull that out.
See,
and
that's,
then-
that's what we had suggested we were gonna pay for is that part of it. But
Can we like, if we're going to do this and like I said at the very beginning of my statement, like, we want the partners to be involved. You guys have been involved. We want this is for the community and you are founder of our community. If we were to reach out to someone that was interested in a 50 grand or 2 or 3 partners that could equal that and say in donation of or by for the American Legion, because they're getting to that tier, they're getting to that $50,000 tier, but still putting your name on it. Like, we can work together to hit that tier, but still have your name on that by saying like, for the American Legion. And that's just the efforts that we're putting in. I'm not saying well, this is just me, it's up to the PROST board, right? But I think there's still a way to potentially get a or 2 or 3 people that, or whomever will donate that amount to get to the Guardian if we work together, but still stamp a name on it on behalf of your efforts.
So on, we haven't seen the renderings, so the plaque that you said they get their name on, is that like at the base? Like a granite stone that has some metal thing on it that has their name, is
They're
that
gonna be bronze, the plaques, right?
It can be. There's also somewhere we can get it, like a bronze plaque that kind of wraps on the pole. We have lots of
You
options.
see, that would have been my thought. We could have the American Legion as sort of a small little, the emblem that we have, just sort of on the pole itself. And then if you had somebody who, we talked about buying the flag, buying the pole, concrete. But yeah,
I don't,
and then
and I
we just
hope,
have our little emblem on there that,
Yeah.
and then you could have somebody who donates a lot, who gets a big, Monsanto gave $50,000 and they.
If we were to relook at this and reduce that closer to the 25,000, is that something that's getting a lot closer, probable?
It's getting a lot closer, but
It's still a little,
it's still a stretch for us.
because I'm looking at our tiers now as they sit, and there are adjustments we can make. If we made an adjustment to the 5,000 and bumped it to 7,500, I mean, we're gaining another 12,005 right there. We bumped reflection up to 5,000. We're getting more there. We're making up the difference where we're asking maybe a little bit more for some of the other items. I think we even cover 25,000 if we just make those 2 adjustments. I'm just doing the math in my head though, so I'm probably not right.
You could even just bump the legacy up to 15 grand.
I mean, like I said, I prefer to see the Legion's name up there than anybody else.
What if we made a Legion tier at 7,500?
I think we could.
And give them their own tier.
Yeah, we'll give the name a tier, and if they're the only ones that get it, they're the Legion tier at 7,500.
we can always just say there's one available and the Legion's already claimed it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We can do a one-time donation.
I don't know. Where, maybe I shouldn't.
so can we see like, the rendering of the photograph or something of the park? Do you have it?
Yeah, you can pass out, they're not in the packet because they're still being worked on, but.
But just, I just want to see that front entrance of this.
There's a few things to finish, so they're not
Okay.
fully rendered.
We won't.
They're not
Hold it
realistic.
to that.
Not realistic.
Yeah, and we
That's a
can,
pretty good idea,
we
though.
can just remove
Just add
the
it, too.
donation for the 50,000, remove the American flag one.
Yep.
And name it something else,
So,
and say 1, and then put in, a tier specifically at 7,500.
Or
Or
wherever they're
whatever.
at, I'm just throwing.
He said, right, but he said between the legacy and freedom would be ideal for them, is kind of where he thinks they'd sit.
Then they can do the.
I mean, we just have to make sure then that our people who are donating more than that are making sure that what they're receiving reflects the large amount that they're
Absolutely.
donating. That's the only piece that I think we just have to be mindful as we put our tiers in.
Is it there?
Any thoughts about that? I mean, I would say yes and no, like, because they are partners, because they're community partners, if they're coming to us and been at meetings, I don't know how that reflects.
I don't know that a permanent plaque is comparable to the flag and pole. Like, I don't know that would motivate anyone to donate $50,000.
Just for the
That makes sense, too.
Well, we had talked,
Seriously,
we had talked about that our
Yeah.
benefits aren't necessarily flushed out under each of
Okay.
those, that those need some more attention.
Cool.
So I think what Jesse did is kind of plug stuff in so we could see. But that's, and that's where Megan can help with that too. You know, she'll have some good ideas about ways that we can flesh out each of those tiers, because she's done a lot of that before.
What kind of benches are you thinking about?
We just talked about backlist, so you can face one way and face the other. and
Like
not-
wood with metal or cement?
Metal.
Metal?
So can I share about the benches? So the benches that were purchased through the mainstream grant when they went through an updated lighting downtown, those are all ADA accessible. Those metal ones that sat on the sidewalks, those are coming out with construction. And so the idea was to repurpose them as the benches at the garden,
And then be able to put plaques on
put
them,
plaques on in the ground probably by them.
reduce overall cost.
It's great.
That might be something you wanna move around in your tiers. Is the
Down?
benches,
Or up.
if you're adding that other tier in there.
I think the benches will get more exposure. People are gonna be sitting on.
In the renderings, is there a shade structure?
No.
Cause that could be,
No
that could
shade,
have a high price value to it.
just looking at it being gardens, there's gonna be trees that will grow over time.
So we could look at bumping Legacy to 15,000. The Freedom, the benches to 10,000. Doing a 7,500 for the Legion with the flag and pole. And then we leave our Reflection and our Living Tribute where they are.
Well, if we're just putting a tier in for just the Legion, should we even put it on the public one, or should we just keep it at that? Be like, this is the price for the center American flag and your flag. Like, that's the cost of what you're buying. Do we need to even tell people about that?
Well, I think it's important for people to know that they're an active participant in it. I think it's also a great way to show that some of our tiers are already claimed. You know, because if we know that some of you guys have already talked about wanting to purchase the military benches personally, then those we say, hey, there were 6 available, 3 of them have been claimed by this person and this person and this person. I think that helps us communicate like, look, there is backing behind this. There is movement. This is happening. And so I think absolutely it's important to put them on there. That's just my,
Well, I think the other important part about that too is it kind of shows that if somebody's like on the fence and they're not really sure if they want to commit or not, they start seeing things come off the list and like, oh, that's not even available anymore. I gotta get on this. I gotta start thinking about getting some money out there so I can have my name on that. Phone's on.
Well, here's another alternative that we kind of just brainstormed. So on this right here, you have this right here. I'm not sure what that is.
that's the
That is
veteran
the
garden.
The monument, the entrance sign.
Okay, so what if you put one on the other side to make it symmetric and put Wellington, American Legion, Post Wellington, and then you could keep your flag at that price that you guys want. Is that a weird look?
No, we
No,
like
we like
symmetry.
that.
We
Yeah.
love
Me
symmetry.
too.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this when we get. Yeah.
So if we put the same thing over here, but we just put American Legion Post 176 Wellington on it, then that gives us lets people know that we're involved, and then it balances this out.
Yeah, you could even do like, to make it a similar size, you could do all of the tiers of donations on the same sign.
And
So it's like, and what they donated, like
Like
a lot of.
post
building
or-
up.
That's where a
And then
plaque would be.
And then the plaque of all the donations underneath the
Underneath it.
post.
On the back side, because you have.
Or on the back.
The backside, I think it's better.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
I like the backside idea though, because I like
Design,
just the
again,
Legion there.
or with-
That's what they're,
Fine,
the donation.
this is exciting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how do you feel in general about that? Can I ask, like, I
I like
thought
it,
you
because
guys.
I think when you first walk in that garden and you see that, at least it shows, okay, these guys are involved in it, then you can see the rest of the stuff, and it shows that that's us there. And it represents us. So, I mean, if we get it up on the top and bigger letters.
Okay.
I mean, not trying to be greedy or anything, but I mean.
It's
It's nice to have veterans being represented in there.
Absolutely, and that's what we want you here, we want your input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are reasonable doing this.
Yes.
I was gonna say, your donation also goes beyond your just financial donation. It's like, how many times have you sat through here, I'm thinking.
I had thought about it too, and I like the idea of doing it on the other side with the symmetry, but there's also the portion of the Wellington Veterans Garden sign that has a spot on the bottom that you could put presented by the American Legion Post 176. You know, where we don't have, it's not too symmetrical. I feel like I like symmetrical until it's all symmetrical, and then I'm like, I get a little twitchy.
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
the trees.
not presented by, we don't.
No,
we don't want
okay.
them.
Okay.
Not presented by, we didn't do that tonight.
How would you feel if you look at the bottom of the sign that's designed, having your logo on that bottom portion and backlit?
You could just do that that standard American Legion thing and then
With the post.
Wellington Post 176.
Yeah.
Simple.
And then up here would be what?
You would keep what you have up there. I'm talking about down here,
That,
Oh, just adding that.
that
Yeah.
portion, just adding their logo to that
And
portion of
then
the
still-
sign.
And then having the donation tiers on the back.
I think, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, on that sign.
We can do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's up to you guys. I could go either way on the imaging of that.
Not have a
I mean,
second.
if you're gonna put two on there, you can put one of them with the donation signs and then the other one with.
well, I don't think I think, so you're talking about just doing that one then and
I'm talking
having,
about just doing one sign.
yeah,
Oh, you don't want one on each side?
I think you could do either. It was
You do
just
either.
another alternative.
yeah.
Which one is least likely to get messed around by?
One sign.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Just thinking of.
One sign.
I think once
Kid-
I do kind of agree with the having just a one offset thing, because two symmetrical can be a off-putting. So I do like that idea. Yeah, that's perfect, because it does look a little like it needs something right there too, so.
I like that.
And I like that it's with the Wellington's Veteran Garden, like it's compact in one. It shows the joint
Mhm.
relationship to it.
Shows that you're very important to Wellington, special. Kindred relationship.
I think that's a great idea, if you guys are okay doing that, and then we leave tiers as is unless we see some monetary, like Jenny suggested, raising the price of the benches.
Yeah.
That
was only if you were gonna add that 75.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because if we add the 7,500, we don't have to make any adjustments really. If we-
Cost effective too.
Yes, ma'am.
We wanted to relook at it, we could, but I felt like we came up with some pretty good numbers. I think just adding the one available for the Legion tier.
Has the monument at the front.
Yep.
now is that being added as a tier now or not? No. Okay, that was kind of my leaning towards it then.
So something we talked about is making that. This sign here is part of the minor park improvement and just like.
Right.
Putting it out there before even groundbreaking, that is groundbreaking, right? And doing that within the operational budget now, just to get things moving. To get it, kind of to get it going. We talked about that, it was never voted on, but it was something that was discussed.
Oh, yeah.
How much does that little monument cost, you know?
Well, now that we have it and we'll get the new rendering of that, we will get pricing as soon as possible now that we have it. Mike has been working hard on all of this and we will get that immediately to. Sorry, the dynamic image, I was gonna call it Signorama. Dynamic is, we so many people, different signs and all the things that we do, dynamic image and see what that costs.
And we're still talking about doing the sponsors on the back, right?
So I'm just thinking.
Or do you
of
not want that?
Well, because if we're saying that there's like permanent plaque ability, like what is that? How does that align with the tiers? And so if we're listing sponsors on the back of the sign and a plaque, I mean, I just think we need to figure that out because that is a benefit of a higher donation, but if we're adding everybody to the back of the sign, then that sort of dilutes the high level of finish. I don't know, I'm trying to think of how to.
Unless you make it really obvious on the sign, like some people want to be like, I donated $50,000, please tell them I donated, like, so it's like $50,000 tier, insert name. $10,000 tier, insert name, smaller. $7,000 tier, insert name, even smaller.
But is that in addition to the plaques?
Could be.
I would think so, above a certain.
A threshold we find, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to put
With
80
smaller
needs
names.
inserts.
I think also a good reason why we might want to do that is the donator might also not be the name that goes on the plaque. It might be in memory of somebody. So that plaque at the bench wouldn't have the donor's name,
Right.
so.
Laura Lynn, is the back of that sign exactly like the front where it has that lower portion?
Yeah, it kind of wraps around like a box you'd slide onto it, so yeah.
That's where I would like to see us put our
Mhm.
sponsors. On the base back of the sign.
The cool thing is, like, when we did community park forever ago, we did the donors on a plaque that could, excuse me, be taken off, taken back to the shop, and we can add.
Oh.
And so it'd be cool to find out what our options are for something that we can remove and put back on, you know, as we get more. We'll just have to talk to Joe.
Okay.
Going back to what you said for people donating in memory. Is there a way to do that? Kind of like Disneyland style where they have the bricks in memory of?
We started with that.
I went through bricks.
We talked about
Passed
this.
up on- You know.
No, do not apologize.
But because I think that
it's
it's
a
a
great-
high level of buy-in because
It
almost
does.
everybody can go back to,
Yeah.
well, I have
Br-
someone.
Bricks are a maintenance nightmare if we're doing everything.
Is there
in
an
concrete
alternative?
around that?
I just think like from a buy-in perspective, community
Like,
wise.
you're talking about like the seeds of service tier, if you're at like $50 or $100 or
Mhm.
something like that, yeah.
Just,
I don't know if we, can I be frankly honest? With the space given, I don't know how much more we can add to it.
Without
Right,
feeling.
without feeling this, we got trees, we've got a backdrop, we have the screen, we've got all the flags, it's not the hugest space.
Yes.
And we wanna make sure that it's not like over cluttered.
Yeah.
I think that's where we landed on with no bricks is the maintenance
The
and just
maintenance.
like making sure, because we still have the idea of walking in with flowers and that maintenance too, so.
Plus, at the end of the day, you don't want it to be about the donor, you want it to be about the.
You look great.
So you don't want to overcrowd it with donors here and donors
Pushed out.
down.
Yeah.
That
I
right.
think that's a good
This is
reminder
the area.
for sure.
That is, we need the donors, but it's not about
This is like.
Yeah.
I donate 50,000.
So that.
Yeah.
Plan.
You'd be surprised how many people donate huge chunks of money and prefer to stay anonymous.
I know.
Why? I don't.
So many trees, the dog park, fence line is already going just.
Okay.
Shades for it.
50K
Yeah.
anonymous.
But.
No, I think,
It just.
and I think we can flush out what the benefits are under each of these.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have some guidance from Megan on that, Larson. Because she's done so many of those things before, she'll have a really good idea of what fits kind of with what category.
Let's continue on. We'll have to discuss that, but if you want to work on the 7,500 and stay in contact with these guys and we can, I love the idea of putting it on the sign, the Veterans Garden sign.
Yeah, we'll.
I love it.
The next rendering with that on there and then shoot off and get a prize from.
I know you also said you didn't want like proud partners. But do you wanna do like,
No,
you're like presented by, do you wanna do partners with, or like?
I think they were just saying just the sign,
Just the logo.
just the logo and the pro.
Wellington.
Post.
Post 176.
Yep.
Right now.
Cut in and backlit, all that. Dennis awake. Yeah. Well, he's moving, does that mean he's awake or not? I'm kidding.
So I reached out to Megan, I had talked with her and I can't remember if I came to a Legion meeting, it's been a while. But with Mick being a veteran and her doing graphic design, I've worked with her on a whole bunch of projects, and we discussed at our last meeting, reaching out to her to see if she would work on putting together a logo for us and work on helping us get marketing material out there. So this is what she sent me this week, and so I wanted to make sure we shared that with everybody.
We have thoughts?
I love it.
I like the color palette.
Yeah. It's very simple, and I don't think we need any more fluff than that.
No.
Do you guys have thoughts, questions, concerns?
No.
Those are big.
It is.
Yeah.
I thought they were clean, simple, and they look great,
Like
to
it?
the point.
Yeah.
Good.
Clean, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it too. And so, if we give her the go ahead on this, she will then work on taking this logo, creating a tier pamphlet image, getting us the logos. The goal would be for her to take renderings too and kind of put them into images and things that we can then use.
So
As
it's
we move
either
forward.
or on that, there's two up there, right?
Yeah, I think typically when Megan designs, she did our Friends of Wellington one, she almost always includes like their primary logo and then a secondary one that you can also utilize, and they're interconnected enough that people are gonna make that connection. If you guys prefer the primary logo, then I would say we roll with that as like the main one, and then we utilize the other one. It's
In some of the digital marketing, it's helpful to have
Yeah, that's
a
great.
vertical and a.
Especially if you're putting it out.
And
I like that. I convert one.
Mhm,
you know, and anything we have, town website, we'll have our logo
mhm.
in coordination with it, so we'll have
Yes.
to go through that. Process as well with our marketing team.
Mhm.
Do you remember? I can't remember.
Nice.
Thinking that might be here.
And stickers.
Yes.
We talked about having stickers printed that say, I support the Wellington Veterans Garden, or I donated to the Veterans Wellington Garden, that we can hand out to people too as a way to like spark conversation. So lots of different options to roll with.
You can put that on a bracelet.
Ooh.
You're pretty.
How are you getting all this out to people?
Well, that's kind of our next topic of conversation, isn't it?
Yep, you wanna move to the next slide? So these are the scheduled upcoming events. And what we had discussed for our targets and goals to get to those events with the information we need, and so there's some action items on here.
There's also that Excel sheet.
This is from the Excel.
Oh, it is from the Excel. Okay. So the goal is, I think one of our big pushes, hopefully, is to have information available and ready to go for 4th of July. To have donation tiers that will then work with town website to get those listed on their website, to have actual handouts for people, push it across social media. We talked about doing the stickers, I think was the other one. I don't know. I think really it was just finalizing the tiers and then getting all of that out. We talked about some signs. What we'd like to do, if possible, is get the Veterans Garden sign for the Veterans Garden ready to go and installed on 4th of July. And no,
Sign.
the big,
That one?
that one, wasn't that what we had talked about? Are we too close on that timeline?
Yeah,
Okay,
We have talked about it, but yeah, we're.
Okay.
I think. From my memory, we talked about, well, originally that, but we talked
Oh,
about
a
getting
banner.
the big banner
Yeah.
or whatever, and putting a sign up at the site that says coming soon for the 4th of July, because all the
Thank
family
you.
activities are down there. I mean, a couple months ago when we talked about this, yes, we were like, yeah, let's go, but timeline
Yeah.
crunch, I think we could. Once we get the renderings of that or finalized of that, we can get that on a, a big.
Mhm. Yeah, we talked about doing the big poster, right? And then staking it in at like the location
Like a
for,
semi-permanent one, like, yeah.
yeah, that would include a
Construction
QR
coming
code
soon.
to drive people
Yeah.
to that.
I'm sorry.
Do you have?
So that's
So
kind of
you
the
know,
big push
should
there.
just be-
we
Obviously,
just
as
need
soon
to
as things are ready to
put
go,
that
we,
software.
we work in coordination
Yeah.
with you guys to make sure that you have that information, that we know that we're pushing people to the town website to donate, that that's where the tiers are available. We've talked about doing a kickoff party of sorts. Jesse and I have been debating the idea, and I'd love to chat with you guys more about this, probably at a different time before the summer gets away from us, but looking to use Veterans Day as a rollout kind of kickoff fundraising party where maybe we do the ribbon cutting for the sign at the park, or maybe that happens before then, but really doing a big kickoff. This is how we're gonna be raising funds. These are our partners. These are the events that are happening. This is how you can donate. Just because 4th of July is under a month away, so.
And we had also talked about Star Alliance and your guys' events coming up, and maybe we could tag along and use that as an opportunity to market for it or see what you guys thought. And get along with that as well, so.
Yeah, and since Wellington Star and the Legion are doing the 5K, 10K and Oktoberfest together,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good time to kind of rope in, because I've got different vendors coming in for that. Like people to talk to, and
Well, if we get a banner, we can hang it around the park.
yeah. What about even at the
food truck
yeah,
rally.
food truck
Yeah,
rally?
because the Legion's hosting the cornhole tournament. You guys haven't signed up for it, do it?
The food truck rally,
Yes.
At
what's the date on that?
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yeah,
Day.
June
So dads don't have to barbecue, because,
Love it.
you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to do that. on the-
But yeah, there's an opportunity there where if we have flyers, because we're gonna have on average historically 300 to 500 people through the food truck rally.
Yeah.
So that
Or
would be a
people
good time
all
to,
around too.
That might
Yeah.
be tight timeline wise.
We can have some sort of marketing.
yeah, and
So
y'all are
nothing else anymore.
welcome to come and
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a booth at the food truck rally, PROST or
Yeah,
town of Wellington, the parks, whatever. We can get you set up so you can be there to advertise, because right now I've got like 6 vendors there, so, and I've got plenty of room in the field we're at, so.
I know.
Say I'm gonna be 1,000% honest, we will give you all a tent, but we will not be able to provide, like we are all stretched, and I'm not, I just don't want community staff to.
I won't be here.
So, if you all want that, we will get you the stuff, but
Yeah.
it's on y'all's.
Materials, yes.
I don't know how quick Megan will be able to turn around tiers.
So maybe the
She's
food
on a
truck
bunch of
rallies.
vacation.
A little too close for us then, but definitely working with the 5K and where y'all are going with that, and would absolutely love to not only help out, but
And if you do get flyers,
Because I might need somebody to pour Prost, the other Prost.
Will you have a tent for 4th of July?
Yeah, oh, no,
No,
Probably not.
okay, just,
no,
Then we'll-
putting a float in, but that's it.
well, we could
We-
easily get you stuff to scan a QR code for that too.
There'll be a town. Stuff, all that, but we'll make sure you know.
Okay.
But we can definitely get you a A-frame and some flyers for sure. By,
yeah, something, yeah, just let me know, Linda know, whoever with Wellington Star, and we can hand stuff out at the event, be
Great.
representative to help you guys out.
that'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Does the town have budget to create stuff to hand out at parades and booths? If we have the logo ready, so things like bracelets or swag, is that town funded or where does that come from?
That is an interesting question. And
We purchased most of our current swag for the
our
year.
marketing budget is, we usually try to pre-purchase because 4th of July is where we give out half of it because it's just so packed. It's already logoed and ready.
We got 500 for $100. 500 bracelets. It's
Does
about
that, we can
$100.
probably get it donated. If we get a final design, I think we can find it. Businesses.
I'm not saying no, it just depends on what we want to hear. Quickly, or the design, the logo, all that is.
I was gonna say, we're also like, we need to submit that to most of that stuff this week. Unless they're printing in-house.
So potentially we don't have anything to hand out, we'll just have QR codes for 4th of July.
Does that make Veterans Day the big?
We
Event.
might be able to get marketing materials donated, like the flyers and stuff printed.
Yeah, I'm not, we're not worried about that. It's more just like the actual
Right.
physical lanyard or bracelet or.
Yeah, because we ordered all of ours 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we still don't have it done yet.
Hmm.
So.
Can Megan throw
I think-
together a sticker?
Can Megan what?
Throw together a sticker design or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
I'll check with her, but yeah. Yep.
I think we could have the stickers sooner than later would be ideal for getting donations, because like you said, having some people wearing them, walking around, it opens conversations, so.
Yeah, stickers are ridiculously cheap.
Okay.
Relative to other things, for like a 3-inch die cut of any shape we want. It won't be.
Do we want it to say I donated to the Wellington Veterans Garden?
I don't know why, but that makes me competitive and I want to donate.
Yeah.
It does. Like if
Yeah.
I see a John wearing one, I'd be like, I want one, and I go give him.
I think that's,
can
I
have
think
a
that's
sticker.
great. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure
So it's a
I communicate that to.
QR code, donate stickers, the tiers. Some marketing material, whatever we get out of this.
And our banner for the
Actually,
park.
The sign.
Bert.
I'm just thinking of kids having stickers.
Me
with-
too.
Right, with the logo, and that's great advertising, so even if they don't donate, I don't know, maybe that's.
They travel far.
They'll do anything for stickers.
They'll canvas the whole place for you.
No, it's true.
Yeah, I support,
They,
and then that
Yeah.
way
I like that.
it's
Yeah.
either
I like I support.
my presence or
Join
monetary.
us.
Yeah, and minimums aren't crazy either, like you can get
Oh.
50, 100.
I was gonna say, we
1,000
could do
stickers,
both.
Yeah.
You could easily do both.
Yeah.
You wanna support, that's fine, but if you'd like to donate.
Yeah.
Right,
Your
we could-
sticker is a 1/4 inch bigger.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know, we could get like 100 stickers or 200,
Yeah.
you know, donate stickers and probably not run out, and then we could get, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
700.
Yes.
Support or whatever stickers.
I'll
That
see
would
if she
probably
can
get
get those.
relatively cheap.
Cause you know every kid.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think we just ordered 1,000.
You could use
stickers, it was like less than.
Is that something we're gonna hand down?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
And
I like that, yeah.
we're gonna, when we get
We're gonna
it,
do that floor, we could
know.
basically hand
Yeah,
out
we're gonna have
It's
stickers.
in
We're
budget
gonna have people walking
timeline.
by the truck.
We,
Yeah.
you know, we can take on if we have. More people, we can push that on.
That's great.
Get her to hide a little QR code in the, on the.
You don't take a picture. Like, oh, wait a sec.
It's genius,
It's
right?
This is criminal.
Yeah, well,
Probably to get the ones that are like at King Supers, we gotta get so close to it. I can just do it.
someone's like, why are you sending me kids?
TV's messing. We don't use milk cartons anymore, that's.
Okay,
Okay. Let's move on.
Oh yeah, I just want full on final approval of moving forward with getting the 250 Liberty in. As a approve, I don't know what can come from. Admin budget or Main Street budget, because it will be at the market. But if it all falls within the parks budget, just want to make sure we're all okay with that. Just want to put the contract out there that was proposed to us for the off-duty officers to do overnight security for the Liberty 250 to come up here from Friday to Saturday, 7th to the 8th of Labor Day. Not necessarily,
so.
these necessarily,
No.
Bo just want the approval to move forward with the contract, because I don't, oh, sorry. Cause if, you know, if we don't, you know, get other funding partners that are involved in this, that it could fall on the parks budget, $1,000. Just wanna let you know. And I think it's okay. Everybody was like, just go ahead and do it. Just want to let you guys know.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to hang around for the last bit of our meeting, I think we've wrapped up everything Veterans Garden related.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep. Yes. That is certain. Unless you any comments or thoughts.
Or Joe, I'll probably have Joe. You can have my.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I thought about it. David, like, no. But I'm still thinking about it. But don't tell her I'm thinking about it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Always love the input, so. I think it's great.
That's very nice of you.
No, I mean, a lot of the stuff that's gone into this is because you guys have been coming.
Yeah. My kid's here. So. One of them back in. For his mental health and mine. When we get to the park, like 6.
Okay. Well, maybe internal values versus external. He has a preference for external.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
the center flag.
I think this.
Do, I like that weird place for pricing. I think the cover was like 3,500.
But also.
There's no direction on how much solar the other flag should be, like two American flag. So I don't know if we wanna do 25, like if we wanna do 30s and 25s.
I don't think so. You're targeting the town. And
I guess that's gonna depend on the size of the American flag too, because you might want the other ones to sit lower than the flag.
Yeah.
And not really be blocked by the American flag.
Yeah, it's hard, the dictates the size of the flag.
Right.
Then I'm like,
We
okay,
need to leverage each other.
and then.
For the oil.
Is that Voyager?
Oh, yeah. The disaster.
Yeah.
Everything we're looking at is like hurricane resistant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Wellington.
What are
Say, yeah, we lost a lot of rain. No way.
Those are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we look it up and they're like, oh, they reported one gust of 100 miles an hour. It's very specific spot.
Yeah.
That's where sign is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, not.
Yes.
And you can also.
We had, but I can only describe to like 20 acres our yard last week. And it was terrifying. We had all this stuff coming down, like that's basically like.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I think that's why I keep getting a bunny in my window well, because every time it gets windy, I get another bunny down my window well.
Yeah.
And I gotta sit with the kids down, so yeah.
Like,
I really need to get those clear covers for mine, that snap over the metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife wanted to buy some of those at our, that last house we owned. It's on the side of the house.
Yeah.
Somebody's there, they're really trying.
I really didn't see a problem until the rabbits started going in there. Now it's like, okay, well, now we need to
I
stop
get it.
that. Yeah. If my kid didn't sleep in the basement, I would never have known they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have just been cleaning it out someday.
That happened to my.
Like just getting this, like just getting all of the dimensions.
Yeah.
To make it buildable, this was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, we're just.
Okay.
It's just nice. And then we're also waiting.
Okay.
I'm thinking that once everything's in there, then we can hold the button and have it go, but
Variance too.
to back out, it's hard.
Yes. It's true.
Mike said he would by the 4th of July. I do have some questions, which is why I really wanted to go out to the site to talk about.
Yeah. I do have one thing before we move on. I did talk to Chief from Wellington Fire, and he said 3x3 circle with a 3-foot circle or a 3x3 box. I was thinking circle. He said it's usually easier for the flag bearing, with a lock top steel and just a gas insert, so we can just plug propane into it and run it, the propane at any point with a line far enough away. So all good.
Awesome.
So
Excellent.
got the okay there.
Okay. We'll move on to PROST Master Plan and Community Center Feasibility Study.
So, it had been brought up in conversation with, Barry Dunn and the community, and it had gone into findings that, right, that, it is really important for programming moving forward that the Leaper Center in general is way overextended past its lifetime. It needs to be repurposed. The verbiage will come out from BRS's study of this facility, and Eric walked around with their whole team. That Leaper Center is not suitable for what they're doing in the library, what we're doing in programming here, and senior resources, like all of it combined is just like not the right space. So it was a specific ask to add potentially renderings on the space that is for future expansion of a library or resource area. And that I went back to Barry Dunn and BRS, and we went back and forth on whether that was going to be an additional cost and all that. So internally, we just asked them not to do a whole like feasibility. We just gave them the square footage of what we would need that would fit inside of that area that they had already identified for future expansion, which would be perfect. Currently, the library sits at about 4,500 square feet. And we said, you know, with that area is like 12,000. If we still kept the patio potentially in between where the end of the community center is and all the rentable areas, and use that patio as an open, like more of a open space in between as a rentable space for either a library or the community center side, direct side of the community center. That is feasible for them to do without any extra cost. So they're working on that now. Great. Again, I have to say, great partners. They're like, let's do it. Like, we're here to help the community. So no real negotiations or anything there. They're just gonna roll with it. So that's kind of one of the reasons why it pushed from adoption at the meeting yesterday to adoption at the meeting in July. I just wanted to make that on record that we're really trying to flush this out and all the findings that they've had and what it does for our community. So they're going to come up with renderings and an idea of just general costs to add on to what the building would do as a pro forma, not like a full pro forma for what a library is. We'd have to do another study later, which is good, but it's not going to cost this project any more money. We wouldn't have to go ask for budget. So the cool thing that they have sent us, and I think everybody here, if you've had a chance to look at it, it's really cool information. This is just our leakage for 5 closed facilities. This is I thought it would be a little lower, honestly. And the fact that this is only 5 facilities and this is only Wellington residents and it's only indoor programming. That's 25,000 visits to outside facilities. So, I mean, you can look at those numbers and twist them any way you want, but if you take the base of that, it's, you know, like I think of that as one family of 3 every time, if that's what you're doing. A lot of times that they're leaving money and probably spending money outside of town at someone else's tax base. So that's a lot. That's only 5 facilities, and that has nothing to do with anybody that lives outside of Wellington that recreates in our town. So we're not talking about not talking about anybody up in Red Feather, right? All people that come from the port, Maple Hill that come up here, yes, keep throwing them out there. None of them. This is just residents in Wellington that have left. Cheyenne not coming down here, going past us, the north side, Aslan, going past us to what else? Epic, sorry, not north side, or north side too.
Or even to Chilson.
Into Windsor, into Chilson.
For the gateway, we need to start under set to get
this doesn't go into Greeley. Greeley's got 5 facilities. So it doesn't count for the times that I've taken my family to Greeley to go to a pool and hang out and do putt-putt golf there. Not saying like,
Or their cool
it's all there, or their cool library, yeah.
I
Like,
heard
all of that
amazing.
to say, I thought it would be
You know,
less
it's
for
what
this. And it's
might have to go
more,
now.
in my opinion, than we're even capturing, but this is just strictly data from a very ground base to what the numbers say. So
It supports everything we know though, that people are going other places because those amenities are.
it does, but it is like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that is a lot of revenue, not just for recreation, that is a lot of revenue for the town.
Yeah.
And
Because
Because
they
we
go
stop
there
and get
and they eat there, they drink
I
there,
get
they
gas.
play there, they shop there.
Grocery shops
These are
out
just
there.
motivated enough to eat, like.
motivated enough to leave. Like, how many people that live in proximity to a potential community center would that be that wouldn't be motivated to go anywhere else, but would be motivated to stay
'Cause
and,
they can
and
walk.
recreate and walk and
Yeah.
use the trails? So to me, I was just like, I was thinking like 12, 15. When I saw 25,000, I was like, wow, that is a lot of visits over a year.
And Epic's
So-
not even that good, the pool.
So anyways, I just thought it was really cool to put up here because that is new information that will be in the master plan, but very fun stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent reasoning for doing what we're all doing, what you guys are pushing for doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of got to the community center first, specifically. So we all know the site. I think you guys have seen this, but
I don't.
just wanted to,
That's so
for
cool.
time's sake, just wanted to expand on just
So excited about it.
specifically the space where I was speaking of the expansion. I think it's frozen. Yeah.
It is so cool, you guys.
So my computer's had a 3-day break because I've been out in the field all day. Gotta warm up.
Kind of cool down, I think.
Yeah, it's probably true. It's also been out.
So once this loads, I have to point on the screen if needed.
There we go.
So right here, we identified this. And it may be more for awareness purposes. We all know this. There's 2 future expansions. One is a potential gym push out. And then the other was just like an outdoor amenity or future expansion. The idea was just to do outdoor amenity first, keep it turf and maybe programming it using what's going on inside the community center. But the idea is that they found that this is not usable, so it has been pushed to us internally through all of the findings and with the board of trustees and administration with BRS's backing, that this is now going to be a potential, there's like a potential community center, a potential library.
Love it.
To full out, just make it a community center to begin with, not just say it's a community center, which looks like a rec center with a future community look. Let's just go ahead and do it as a community center. And this outdoor patio here would potentially remain, just depending, right? This isn't construction engineering, but remain so that outside of the community center right here where the reservable rooms are that are both adjacent to the pool and a hallway where you could rent the outdoor patio. You could also use that patio as a programming area for both community center or.
Yes.
Beautiful.
12,000 square feet. Love it.
Well, the whole area, yeah, 12,000 square feet. I sat down with Ross and I sat down with administration and said, where are we gonna move on this? Because it is an ask. And it is also part of what the recommendations are. So are we gonna do it now? Or are we not? Ross said about 10, like double my space and we can move with it with a couple offices, but also more rentable spaces. So it would increase revenue for not just the library, but the community center.
Aren't they part of
Canterbury.
that?
All of it.
Study rooms.
If it's school
Bring
year
everyone together.
celebration, do one for the community instead of.
Yep. So that is gonna be followed up on. And BRS and Barry Dunn are firing it off as we speak. I can't speak for Kevin and Jason, Kevin's team and Jason's team, but I would assume they're working.
Pretty amazing.
Yep.
Did have a question about the drawing though. The slide that goes outside of those kids just sliding across the ground when they come back in?
Have you been to
No,
the?
it's
No,
just
have
you been
separate
to
from
Windsor?
the actual.
No.
It wraps
Does it have a
It
catch?
actually has like a chute down at the bottom where
Yeah.
it's just the slide. It doesn't go into the pool.
You,
Oh.
you walk up, yeah.
Yes.
and
So
it goes outside.
This is the start right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside.
And then
That's inside of
this
the
is the ending.
There's a landing chute.
Okay.
And then they just hop out and
then
then
do
find
it
the
again.
stairs and go right
Yeah,
back.
and
It's
then they-
fun.
They dive
I was
into
just
the
curious, I
lap
saw
pool
it,
because
like-
it's not lap time. They swim across and go right up the.
It does look.
It is kind of fun. It's fun.
Not one of those before. Yeah.
Hey,
We're just teaching them how to slide at the same
Not
time.
that far,
It's fun.
right? Like, baseball practice.
What it looks
Why
like
would it be fun?
is the lazy river, right?
Say that again?
So like the pool looks like a head, but the collar right there, that's a lazy river, right?
It's a leisure pool and it's just a general space. Again,
Okay.
this is everything on here is just concept of what could fit in there when we go, if we were to go for construction. It would, it would be a lot more thought than this, but this is like the square footage of what fits in there. Lap pool, all the stuff, and all of this has been backed by what the community would prefer to have with the findings of the master.
For their
plan.
aquatic needs. Yeah, I love the walking, jogging track above the gym. Too. That's
Just swim lessons alone, parents.
Mhm.
There's no, so there, because there's a court above the pools, right? There's no option for like a retractable roof for that lap pool.
There's nothing above the
nothing
pool.
about the pool.
Oh, I
Pool-
thought
the
there
pool's
was.
open. No. So the walking track goes above the basketball courts or the gym. I call them basketball courts because that's just what you look down on and see basketball players. But then there's also pickleball indoor and volleyball and everything indoor that anybody would want. Multi-use.
There's gonna be 30 different colors on that gym. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, pretty much.
Are you dark blue
Oh,
or are you cemetery?
Well, she said it's retractable. There is a roof on it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse's saying like a retractable to make it an indoor.
Yeah.
Might as
I get
well.
what you're saying.
I will say,
I just heard dollar signs happening.
I know.
Yeah.
with a pool and HVAC and all that, probably not at our budget. Yeah,
They have something like that in Castle Rock. They have this huge park out there that they just built in the last 10 years. Oh.
So this is
whole thing, but-
this is the outdoor elevation.
Actually, the science stuff. So you can just walk out.
This is where you would be walking up
Stuff it
from
opens up,
the
just walk out
south
and-
side. So
Babe.
this would be the potentially expanded on gym to come
This
out
is from
this way.
north.
Cause
Sorry, the north side,
that's the
walking
patio, right?
towards the south, yeah. This would be the
Okay.
north facing.
So right here, you're standing right here.
Yep. Coming in. This would
that's
be the
cool.
elevation from there. From this angle, this is where the potential library expansion would be on the outside of this space here. This is the south side, so this would be the pool and yes,
Library can
it
still
does
walk
make
out.
itself back inside. But then this is the patio and outside of this rectangularly would be where the expansion, future expansion and or potential library.
Is there actually gonna be parking in the back too?
North side and south side.
Okay.
So cool.
And
amazing.
the overall general scheme, thank you, Eric. So there's parking, this would be the main parking for the community center with access here. The great thing about the expansion potential library, depending on conceptualization, you could walk into one continuous space, or you could make two. Community center, walk into one, kind of feels like one person's greeting you all the time. Here's your library, here's your community center. And then this is like potential access for drop-offs and all the things needed to maintain the facility. But on the backside, you would also have, what?
I was just at HVAC.
Oh, yeah, all of it. Yes, pro forma needed. All extra parking because there's still room for utility field, no
Yeah,
matter what we
field.
wanted to. Process
Sports
that, which
fields. We need-
is part of the idea. We need more rectangular fields for all of the sports program we do at all ages. But also this parking lot directly connects to path that goes to what now is kind of our soccer facility
Yeah.
that is built. So we will actually have parking around that facility.
Plus it's along the existing trail system.
Plus it's along the
Yeah.
existing trail system, in which case we've identified spaces to create bridges and.
Dude.
So, any other questions about this?
Are we gonna be able to eventually get a access point to Viewpoint Park?
That is part of the master plan. Yep, if you, I guess you haven't been part of that, but this
Yeah.
group has seen it, it is in packets.
Yeah.
So Viewpoint and Harvest have been identified as a huge barrier, so regardless of what happens with this, it is identified. There are two spots, one on Jefferson and I-25 for a pedestrian
side.
overpass, and that's also been identified in other.
Hopefully
planning
this will
methods,
like
but also,
build up that momentum.
yes, right at the south side of Harvest Park to go from Harvest Park to Viewpoint Park. As either an overpass or an underpass in the future, and with conversations now. And where the boundaries are between what's called Tract D. And our adoption of Tract D from Sage Meadows.
Yeah.
There will be a buffer zone where we will have access to do engineering to make sure that that happens. Yeah. That has not been adopted yet, but it is something that is gonna be
It can,
deeded to the town because of the development agreement.
Okay.
Land there, and we'll talk further about that at a future meeting, but it is a conversation.
Okay. So we wanted to discuss and the options for July 8th meeting 2026.
Yeah.
Regular meeting.
In the past, we have canceled the July meeting just because it's after all of the things that we do leading up to it. I just wanted to make sure that that was voted on or pushed back or whatever we want to do. It's all up to you guys. Just wanted to make sure that we have that on the schedule so that we can put it on the website and make sure
When is our master plan?
it's the 12th, I believe, right? I have the date right.
So we had talked about moving it to the 16th. We had talked about moving PROST to the 16th. I'm gone the 8th, but if we need to have it before the board meeting adopts it, then
That was a Tuesday.
Tuesday 14th. Oh no, I have it on my calendar the 16th. I do have it on there.
it's the 16th.
Yeah.
14th is.
Tuesday the 14th is when we go for adoption. So that's
okay. I
on your
can't do the 8th.
calendar because.
We do Monday the 13th? Is that too soon?
Well, what I would say is if we do Monday the 13th, is there a reason? Because we can't really, the board packet is.
already said,
Due, and actually even. Stuff is due on the. Master plan on the 7th, so.
Do you anticipate we need to meet before the adoption meeting?
Discuss.
I mean, it's really close, like we've seen most of it, with the exception of maybe some of this. But I mean,
I don't know how much they've seen of the appendices, which are gonna be a pretty large.
When we get, so the document itself is gonna be 40, 50 pages, but the appendices with all of the. National standards and requirements and all of that, I mean, we're. Several hundred page.
Yeah.
Digital document. It'll be very digestible in multiple different forms. But with everything that will be given to put in a binder like this, it's gonna be. Yeah,
And the expectation is that we go through all of that content and provide feedback.
Not all of it, because some of it
Yeah.
like can't physically be changed, like there might be survey results that we can do nothing about, but some of it, yeah, we
Yeah.
could definitely. Make it. Suggestion.
from everything that's been presented, you've seen the meat of everything. The things that we're working on now are just a few changes that we're making with BRS on the community center side. We haven't seen the full-on pro forma for the community center, but again, we're not gonna go ahead and say, well, like, we're gonna change a pro forma. It's like, they're the experts at that. We've given them all the information of what our community wants. If they take all of the things that are in here on that schematics and throw that in there, that's just what the pro forma is. Like, we can't say, oh yeah, community center is gonna be X amount of money. Let's change that. How are we gonna change that? You can't rip out HVAC, let's take out a pool. I think they're just saying like, what we have presented, this is what it's gonna cost. So we can't really change any of that. We can't change how wide a trail should be, right? National standards and what we're gonna present moving forward. We're not gonna change, ADA requirements when that's in there, or what the study says we need as far as personnel moving forward as we grow. Like, those are just the things that we're hiring them to do. You haven't seen that, but those aren't things that we're gonna be able to change. The biggest things that we can change are, we've kind of already talked about. Not saying you shouldn't see it before, but like, should we sit down and go through it all? That's up to you.
I mean, do we think we've met the community's demands, like that's are we fulfilling?
Honestly, the one thing that I saw a lot of, and there was a demand for, was more environmental education within the community and the community center. So as long as those programs, that's more of just a programming thing post
Yeah,
adoption of being built, so.
Like a community garden, like community.
Well,
We're doing that at my place, aren't
it was
we?
kind of just a broad-based question, right? It was just something that was highlighted in their study.
One thing that we all need to kind of wrap our heads around too is that this is a planning document. It's not you have to do
Set in
this
stone.
tomorrow and this the next day. It's just like here's what you do and then take action on it. So it's like, if we then in 2 years feel like community gardens are 100% essential, we can go back to the planning document and say we need more outdoor, because it'll say like, there's a lack of outdoor space. So this group says, here's where we're gonna use that information and say, here's where we're gonna go forward with it. It's not gonna say, X marks the spot, tomorrow you're gonna need a community garden or natural area here. It's like, how can we use this document that says this lacks, where we take that forward? There will be specifics, a lot of them, but not those kind of specifics. Because it's a planning document.
I think also a couple of things is what we have seen, and then the process that's been used with the document we're gonna get, I think is gonna be solid. But we've also discussed the fact that we have a list and it's like, these are like high priorities. We get those done and things start changing and moving around. So that's where we come in later and we're like, well, at that time, that's why this was important, but now we've gotten, more connectivity and the people that couldn't get to that asset before now can. So now maybe we think about changing the order a little bit.
Yes.
It's still a good guide, but it's still like a living process.
Because even though they were boots on the ground, they didn't say like, in 2 years, you need to change the fence at baseball, because that can change. They say like, it will give us guidance of like, you need to focus, a little bit more on deferred maintenance than you do on new planning. Who's gonna identify the deferred maintenance? Operation supervisor, boots on the ground. Then we'll bring it to you and say, what's the most important? The splash pad goes down, that's deferred maintenance, right? Like, that's what we're gonna work on finding the budget for. And then we have the planning document that says, we haven't budgeted for this, we need to in the future. It will have like the 5 to 10 year CIP where they say like, these are projects you need to work on. But overall, it will just give us general guidelines, really good guidelines, but not very specific. So.
I mean, I think the biggest question is there anything missing that we feel like is not represented? Because I know from past master plans, there were things that, you guys mentioned like there were things that didn't show up in there that the community was asking for. So to me, that's the most important thing. If we think there's anything missing, that's what I would want to review and provide feedback on ahead of time. But I don't know that I think that there is anything. I think they've done an amazing job listening to the community. So I'm not coming up with anything. I'm like, oh my God, we have to make sure we address this. But I haven't read through everything one by one either, so.
Do we have outdoor courts?
It's identified in the plan.
Okay.
I mean, specifically, what, can I answer a question? Specific
Oh.
outdoor courts?
Well, just like anything that facilitates like tennis and pickleball and stuff, yeah.
Noted
as
that
long as we
we
have
only
that.
have tennis courts that have pickleball lines and we need facility for pickleball and specific for tennis, yes.
Unless the was not paid to.
I don't know, I think, I think.
Basketball's
it might-
like-
Basketball,
on-
the fact that we don't have outdoor
on
basketball.
east-
East side specifically, it identifies the east side as lacking amenities overall, so that's where we should focus amenity implementation. And as far as that goes, lack of indoor amenity in general for the town.
Yeah,
I don't think it ever hurts to go over something before it's presented to the board. I just won't.
Do we need a formal date to go over it, or can we read it ahead of time? No.
I definitely think we could go that route.
Yeah, I think.
Just review it, and then if you have anything that stands out to you that maybe you wanna have maybe Billy look into, see if it's something that you can get a hold of Barry done and
Yeah.
just put it out there. I don't think that needs to be a formal meeting. I mean, we do it all the time with other items, so.
Right.
So the real question is, do we still meet in July and what date? I would like to meet in July. I think we got good momentum going. Like to keep the foot on the pedal.
I can meet in July, so.
I mean.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
and
that,
another
I think
parks
keeping
were-
the 16th is solid. I don't think we want to lose momentum on the Veterans Garden either. I think if we have
Yeah.
action items that need to be done, then we need to stay on top of that
Especially because veterans will be here.
very soon.
Yeah, so keep the 16th and not the 8th.
That's what
Which, I mean, the 8th is like the regular meeting, so I'd like to vote on that so I can move it from the like official calendar.
16th
It was already on my calendar for the 16th.
16th, Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah, we didn't do a Wednesday for something.
I'm available.
Huh?
Wasn't it just talking?
I can't remember what it was. We went through the whole calendar. Let's
Could we move it to the town building? To do it on the 15th? Well, that's fine.
It's not a bad idea, because we were just talking about how we need to do another park visit anyways, and we're right across the street from Centennial over there, if it's available.
we hatched in my
So hopefully it's something
backyard.
You guys got.
They were bright blue. When I was mowing, the mom was like yelling at me when I was mowing around the tree.
Still up for bid right now then?
at that point,
Birds in my backyard.
it might be.
More questions remain.
So are we moving it to
Mystery
the
man over
15th?
here. Hold on, I'm looking at local room options here.
That what you're suggesting?
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
but I could ask for it.
I mean, I'm available
No.
15th or 16th. So.
School's out, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. That up.
Municipal.
Looks like Centennial. So library has it, that's why I'm listening. Yep, so library has here on the 15th. Just why we probably moved it off.
Can we can't do municipal building?
If we wanna do the 15th, Centennial Conference Room is open at this point on the 15th, on Wednesday.
Good with either.
Can someone remind me why we didn't want to do the 8th? You're gone.
Sarah's
I'm
always
gone,
there.
but
Oh, you're
that's
gone,
okay.
right.
That'll be the first meeting I've missed since I joined, so it's okay.
I'm just kind of wondering, like, we were talking about master plan and all that, and I know that, you know, it will be in the packet already, but we could also go over anything you want, talking points, or at least you can see the presentation. I don't know.
Are we setting this as formal meeting? I thought we were kind of more on this. Even get together and run over it.
We were talking about the formal meeting, 'cause we have a July meeting set, so are we moving that?
We'll be keeping the date set.
Opinions?
Do you care?
I don't care either way. I'm available,
Just like the idea of moving it over to the other place so that we can go out and sometime.
right?
Yeah, just let me know which day works for the, so that whether it's Wednesday or Wednesday or Thursday, excuse me. Monday or Tuesday also works for me. I don't know if that's easiest for everybody either, but
Centennial is open at this point that entire week at the time that we would.
Let's do the 15th.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I think the 15th is good. I don't think there's any urgency to do before the board meeting, and we want to keep the momentum going, especially for the Veterans Garden. So let's do it.
Okay, so we'll book Centennial right now. Okay.
Okay, let's keep rolling so we have time to go to the park. So the rest of the future calendar.
My biggest thing on here, and we don't have to look thoroughly into this because we did just discuss the July, that was a big thing. Official vote, okay, yeah, good. I had sent out an email, and Lynn, you probably didn't get that on the CCs, I don't know how far back that went, but just to discuss, because we'll have a lot of projects and a lot of things bi-monthly or quarterly, whatever you want to call them, special meetings or work sessions. My biggest thing with that, and we don't have to vote tonight. It's not something that I have necessarily on the agenda as like need to vote. It's more just think about it. Because it does potentially conflict with the bylaws that we just adopted for meetings and regular meetings. And I don't think that it should. Because we're just adding that in and we have new members and we just adopted those, so. Just think about how we wanna navigate that situation, but I think from what I've got from everybody in our conversations and Shane's like. We're going forward, we're moving and we're more productive, at least in. A lot of conceptual stuff, but also in like the physical stuff out in the field and what we're getting done. And I think, you know, from a town standpoint, the board trusts us as a board and as staff, which is fantastic. So focusing on one item a little more often keeps these meetings a little shorter, but also more time to actually dial in something like
Effective.
that project, so.
Another idea is to have park visits on the off weeks instead of trying to do that at the same time. Like, we had so much to talk about tonight and I completely forgot that we were going to the park. Like, we could have used all of this time. So maybe that's an option, like I know we don't have a ton of parks to go to, but
Yeah.
that would give us that time to spend on the park and not feel rushed.
Yeah.
and I do like that.
I like that idea.
And I would also say,
Totally
we
fine.
could do it on a Monday or Tuesday on that bi-weekly, if we do that,
There's nothing set.
Not Tuesday,
Right?
get baseball games.
There's nothing set. I mean, in the past, we had a few of us met on a Saturday
Yep.
because it was just time to go see Wellville when we were putting the dock in. It was like, this is what's gonna happen. Saturday, who can make it, who can make it, like.
Yeah, like,
I live in town, I'm flexible, y'all live in town, I'm not saying you're flexible, cause I'll speak for myself, but. I just get a feeling that we need to meet a little bit more often, but I don't think that. Like. Every other week forever is gonna work for everybody's schedule, so that's what I wanna hash out here.
Well, I like
Well, just one more thought. Taking notes in a public setting is a little bit more challenging. So for me to like if we meet at a park and have to take notes, that's really different.
And it has to be
Yeah.
posted, right? We
It
have
has
to
to be.
post it as a meeting, like this meeting is posted and it has park visit as part of the agenda. So
Why does it have to be posted?
more than 2 board members there.
But we were told we don't volunteer sunshine.
because we're making recommendations, not actual.
We were
can we?
technically don't volunteer sunshine.
Yeah.
we could.
Yeah,
We could check the new attorney.
yeah, I mean, I get that.
And then it's.
Yeah.
Transcription.
Oh, yeah.
And if we use like a certain day to go out and see parks, we can get more of them done. Where when we're working on larger projects, then we can include more of the work sessions. So we're actually getting more time to meet on these bigger projects. Yeah. We'll just schedule them as we go.
Is that what we want to do? Like look the next month out to identify dates or?
Let's start with scheduling one in July.
Okay.
Okay, so.
So the July meeting, we'll go across the Centennial. So we'll do WCP now and then Centennial after that meeting. We had talked about getting to the east side at some point, and I really think we could get all 3 of those parks done in one day. And actually, if we're doing only that, we're gonna have more time to discuss them instead of being rushed. So my proposal would be that the next one that we do is just parks, when we do the east side, because we already know that's gonna come up big on the
Our
master
parks
plan.
So August.
Okay.
We have July for the regular meeting with Centennial, unless we want to do another meeting in July.
It's July 3rd. I'm kidding.
Although if everybody walked it right before we do the event.
Did we want to add another one to July, or do we want to wait till August?
I would, oh, I was gonna say, I prefer to do 2 in July and skip 2 in August with school starting.
Yeah.
Personally.
That works.
I will be gone the regular meeting in August, just so everybody knows.
Okay.
Portugal.
Ooh.
So.
Somehow I'll leave all of my phones and someone will get a hold of me and be like, hey, where's this Sprinkler time? Wow.
So
Did you get a hold of me?
I carry your pigeon.
Carrier pigeon just
Like
dropped
a-
on you?
Gatorade bottle with a note in it.
Send a postcard.
Yeah, just with the concierge.
So if we wanted to do another one in July and just concentrate on the parks. Does anybody have, what is everybody's restrictions, I guess?
I can't do the week of the 20th.
Okay,
I'm good after that first week when I'm gone. So July's fairly open.
Yeah,
I'm open.
I'm open to,
after that first week,
can't do the 17th, that's all.
I'm gone 27th and 28th. Come back.
I will basically be gone. Oh, no.
what would we think about the 22nd?
I'll be gone.
22nd.
Wednesday the
We got one
22nd.
person gone.
22nd?
I'm good with that.
You know all the parks that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry,
What about? Will you
But I'll be
on the
gone.
20th?
I'm leaving that week,
Okay.
but anything other than that, like the 29th, totally good, but you're gone that one. Right, 29th.
29th, I will be here. I leave the 30th, actually.
The 29th is probably not a great.
Yeah, not a great day.
Can we do it the?
Not at all.
I'm just gonna speak up
Seven?
for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Overcommit.
Yeah, I've got.
Right?
The 20, yeah, the
21st.
21st.
Maybe we need to push it into August.
Yeah.
We can
What
do
if
that
we did the
first
first
week of
week?
August.
Yeah, like the 3rd or the 4th.
Yeah, let's do that.
I won't be here.
Billy?
You bet.
I was like, hey.
I'll be gone at a work event, the last 2 days of July. Then I get back for the weekend and then I leave for Portugal on Monday. I go until the 12th, so a week and a half.
Nice.
I'll be here though, that.
He doesn't know anything about the parks though, so it's.
What do we need the director?
Stop.
That or we could do
What
the
do you guys think?
24th or
It's all-
25th.
And wait till you get back.
No, that pushes it out. See, we're pushing. Someone's gonna miss something. is
Yeah.
what kind of what I wanted to get around this table is like, we can't all be there for everything.
Yeah.
But we can at least share the information and everybody kind of pieces it together as we go.
Yeah.
August 3rd. You're gone, but you're the only one and Eric can fill in. Okay,
Yeah.
Monday, August 3rd.
Acting at that, so.
You can act it out
You
with us.
know why they call it the acting? For that? It's because all he's gonna do is like. Like,
You get a day off.
Thank you.
What's under the table?
All right.
Alright, so August 3rd is what we're saying.
Yes.
For East Side, 3 cars.
Just crickets in the office.
Make all those appointments for March 31st.
Get them around.
Okay. I'm not putting it on my calendar, so you guys can just figure that out yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll put it on that.
Well, do
First.
we wanna okay, so seriously, the August 12th meeting, do we wanna push that back a week though, so Billy's here? That.
States.
Yeah, no.
Is that the 19th?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
No, we don't.
You know what?
Okay.
I know this sounds crazy, but I might be getting in that day. I could just meander over.
Save all of our
What about,
decisions.
what about just a little bit later in the week? Friday.
Real
No,
quick.
actually, I think I get back. Well, Thursday, sorry, the 13th. So I could make Friday.
We could push it back to August 16th or
No,
August
just
26th.
Continue. Yes, just
Okay.
continue. You'll be all, you're fine. You're in acting hands.
Dude, when you see your
Not jazz hands,
jazz
acting
hands.
Something
That's-
dressed as a mime.
Oh my gosh.
I teach acting classes if you want to brush up.
Beautiful, love
Okay.
it.
Don't forget to.
Okay.
Nothing has been
Yeah.
determined.
Oh, they're all been.
Yes, yeah.
We're good.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Think Billy just had this in here in case.
Just so you guys can
Or
look at
having
it.
him in, but
Yeah.
here's what the holes look like.
Yep, that's the course design.
This is all it looks like. You don't need to visit or anything. It's not as cool in person.
A few sticking points,
Hey,
this design was accepted and they're digging and everything's good. The biggest thing is that instead of like extending it to all over the place, the idea was to keep it in one spot so that it's more accessible for the entire community and all the holes are like both disc golf, park golf and multi golf or foot golf. They can all play 6 out of the 9 holes are ADA accessible. Which makes it 2 more than the national average. So with path to path, you can hit everything except for 2 of the holes that are down into the ravine, but they are designed so all you have to do is those bottom 2 arrows. You just miss those 2 holes and cruise right along, loop around and go.
Awesome.
It will be done in July officially. So right now, Eric, mostly Eric and team, and shout out to Public Works because they've been helping dig. They've been going through the entire process. We will be pouring concrete tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And then again on Friday, potentially at 6 o'clock, because that's the best time to pour concrete when it's hot like this. To get those all done, everything will be set. It'll settle. We would love to finish it, but with the 4th of July coming up and Avery, our course designer, we pushed that off. So he's going to come back out here from Oklahoma and tie in all of the turf on the top, and then we'll feather and tie up the entire pretty.
Awesome. Can we have a party?
We can have a real big party. This is going to be like a little mini anchor for the community. It's going to be really cool. It was interesting walking around with him.
It won't be buttoned up, but it will be technically playable.
Oh yeah,
come Monday.
Yep.
Basically.
Oh, wow.
It will be playable.
So the basket will be in, just like the turf won't be down on the concrete or anything, but if anybody
And-
wants to go and throw a disc at a basket. they can
Or
get it done.
kick a disc
Kick the ball.
into a hole or work off it.
So there's gonna be turf on the tee box?
Artificial turf, yeah.
On the tee box and on the green. The greens are 8 feet by 8 feet and the tee boxes are 5 feet by 10 feet.
There won't be any signs or anything, but they're gonna come back with the graphics and put signs up everywhere, all the holes, and like one main sign. And then the idea is to, I don't know if anybody, well, hopefully you've all seen it, like the Griffin sign that's there. Keep the sign, but wipe it and just kind of redesign it with those that have helped on this new course and all the kind of things, maybe a little history of all of it on there. So it's really cool. There's work to do in the park now, which is fantastic. So like a little bit more maintenance and manicuring, maybe a little bit more irrigation in areas that we've thought about in the past, but it's gonna be cool.
Like an August party
That's all I can say.
or July party?
August party, we should probably just go out there as a team and like play and do a ribbon cutting or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we should make that one of our meetings.
I think it's gonna be a draw for, right?
It will be.
Let's
What
do
happened
the
to
August
one of us
meeting when
beat
Billy's
you?
not here.
Good acting, buddy. Really good acting. Beats you. At which one? Foot golf? If you beat me at disc golf, that's one thing. If someone beats me at foot golf, I would beat myself.
I'll start practicing.
So he'd be very
tomorrow.
disappointed in himself. Don't let him get you wrong. He might cry.
Okay,
Okay.
we do have recap next, or we have the visit next, but I'd like to go to the recap. Do we? I mean, it's easier to do here. And then we just go to the park after.
Yes, okay, so. Here we go. So we talked about Veterans Garden. We have made adjustments to the tiers. Added the American Legion as a tier, but we're not posting that publicly. We do need to do some adjustments on the dollar amounts. There's a lot of notes here. I think the action items, if I can just do them at the same time, we need to finalize the logo and the rendering. So get to Megan Larson to get that final. Have her start to draft pamphlets and marketing material. And also get that to town so we can post that on town. Stickers, we need to order stickers. I donated and I support. We can explore other options for the swag, but we won't have that before 4th of July. Let's see. A lot of stuff about the upcoming events, but is there anything else for the 4th that we talked about?
Coming soon sign. That
The
was it.
banner, yes.
We had also talked about having like poster boards of the renderings, I thought too, right?
Yes.
Or the booth, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
With the QR.
You and I'll have to connect on town website and who Megan will need to talk to about doing that.
Who is responsible for the banner for the 4th of July?
Billy.
Acting.
Acting.
So it will. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my banner. Okay, I did take that.
That's
Just a
very
few
cool.
lessons, he's good.
Ace.
Oh,
Okay, and then stickers, who is responsible for stickers?
Us.
well, and that'll be in connection with
With what
Megan's
A lot of that, once we get the designs, we'll roll with, have everything,
sticker design.
logo and.
Will you put me on there too? Cause I'll have to coordinate with Megan for those to get them the stuff.
Yeah.
Please.
Um. More about Star and American Legion and the future events. So we talked about that. The Labor Day weekend event and securing security for that event.
Yep.
And then you mentioned the Chief of Wellington approved the flag burning. I'm sure I missed stuff in there.
You all want me to try and go to one of the Star Alliance meetings and sit in on it, because it's not a public meeting, so I'd have to get approval from them beforehand.
Are they not a nonprofit?
They're a private nonprofit. It's,
Okay.
that's just what they told me. It said it's private, so it's not open to the public for meetings.
I think yes. I think if we have representation there, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. They do, I think that's on the second Saturday of the month. So the next one I'd be able to go to is in July. So I won't be able to make this one.
Thanks for doing that.
Sure.
Okay, I think that covers everything for Veterans Garden, but again, am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Just the, maybe the addition of the Legion's name on the sign.
Oh,
Yeah. I see it's for the active rendering, right? Okay, and then we talked PROST master plan, so addition of library to the rendering. So Very Done is going to be adding that at no cost. That's why we pushed the adoption from July, or from yesterday to July. Sat down with Ross, had time with him to talk about library. And then we agreed that we are going to review independently all of the Very Done proposal prior to the July 14th, well, prior to that, right? So we all need to take a look at
7th is the date.
July 7th, okay.
To the packet.
Okay.
Is there
We'll
an
read it during.
updated packet since the last one we got? With any like amendments or anything added to it?
Not yet, we don't have a full.
Oh, sorry, I'm
You
thinking
mean
packet.
kind of the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, the draft,
that's
yeah,
correct,
there'll be a full draft after that, yeah, or. Plan
Okay.
for adoption, right, when we say the packet, we have to get it in legally by a certain amount of time, so it needs to go through the proper channels, Monday week before we have to have it. You know,
So do we need to review it prior to the
Yeah.
7th?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
yes.
So that we
Yes.
can make
Go ahead and
amendments.
say yes.
if-
okay.
Yes and no.
What do you think, the way
Those
it's
are
spelled
those
there?
numbers. Yeah.
Yes, once I get it, I'll give it to you, read it right away. Or graphic, that's all.
We didn't editor.
Okay. So we need to review and provide feedback prior to July 6th. And then presentation to the board on July 14th. We are moving our July meeting to the 15th. And moving it to the municipal building, so we can visit Centennial Park on the same day. No duplications there. We're talking about adding more meetings, and I think we talked a lot about that, but we are adding August 3rd and visiting the east side. And then we're keeping our August 12th meeting. And Billy will be in Portugal.
Does that third need to be from, you know? We want it TV.
Let me figure that out. Oh, it's so acted out.
You don't want us to FaceTime you.
We might be afraid of what we see.
They'll be just waiting up, so.
Say, what's the time difference?
It's like 6 hours.
So we gotta schedule.
Seven to 7.
Okay, then we talked about multi-golf course, ADA accessible, we should have a party and ribbon cutting. I think that's it.
Good.
Anybody have any quick updates?
That in on the NOCO Bike and Pedal Association meetings today. I guess the meeting today. So I'll when these guys won't be able to, or however much that I can. I'll be joining in on those to try and help us as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm on trails.
I might say that Wellington's been pushing for somebody to, Cody and I think, now we have a board member doing it, so.
Pretty cool.
It's all coming full circle, like it's cool.
I guess my only update is, I never responded to the email about the one-on-one conversations with Billy. Every once in a while, me and Billy get a chance to talk, and I think it's very valuable. I get some of the updates that come to the meetings earlier because of some of these conversations, and I think it also could provide for what we're having a goal, keeping our meetings a little tighter. So you're getting some of these updates, and me and Billy talked about it too, because if we say miss a meeting and we miss the whole update for that month, it's not gonna have it for the next month, so you do get a chance to get everything. And it requires a lot out of Billy to remember something for 2 months, just to make sure everybody understands, because there's a lot going on. So I really think the one-on-one conversations, if anybody can do it, I think that's important. Get some updates during non-meeting times. If you're okay with that?
That's why I threw it out there.
Yeah.
I think he said, roll.
Yeah.
That's a good use of your time too, because that's a lot of meetings, a lot of extra meetings.
I think it's valuable.
Please keep him in his office more sometimes.
I love it acting meeting with Eric, please. Someone else feel like acting.
My God.
I also think it's valuable, for you guys to come into the office. Be around what's going on, see it.
What is your preference for scheduling that? Should we just reach out and give you days, like is during the day, okay?
Maybe not. We'll just have to make just throw some times out there. I'll see if I can make it.
Yeah.
Further out you schedule it, the better.
The first 2 weeks. The idea.
Yeah. Do it. Go here, Joe.
Well, unless you have something, we're about 8 o'clock.
It's hard up to you guys if you don't want to go to the park and check it all out.
I go there almost.
We're there a couple times a week if my children will murder each other. Don't go.
There were some items we wanted to talk about the veteran garden that I'd like to be on location for. But it's up to you guys if you have time and you want to go.
It's on my ride home, so if you want to go over, check it out.
I think if it's possible, do the veteran section and then we can do like the full other stuff later.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Have the BMX too.
And we're right there. Yeah.
Cool.
The BMX. So we're going
I
to
go
our
there, so you guys can see the flow,
location.
how well it works.
I've ridden it before. Oh, the meeting is adjourned at 7:57.